Yeah, let's call it what it is. The pandemic has been challenging for a lot of people, but if this pandemic happened, I don't know, 10 years ago, we would not be able to get nearly as much done. The work from home thing would be a lot tougher. The technology wasn't really there. How about if you're a musician? Oh my goodness, all you want to do is jam with your friends, make some great music together. How do you do that
Yeah.
when you're not next to them? Well, our next guest has been working on technology to do this for years before the pandemic. So now the pandemic hits and they're here just in time.
Certainly, Sessionwire is here just in time. Colin Wiebe joins us right now from Mexico. He's the president and CEO of the company, and we're so happy to connect with him. Colin, really good timing. Tell us all about the software. I mean, you're really making something possible for musicians that has never been possible before.
Yeah. Well, first of all, musicians have been hit hard in this time, as you know, and
Oh, yeah.
all my gigs for 2020 were canceled, and a lot of for 2021. So I really understand, what musicians are facing right now, and especially for musicians that record for a living, whether they're a session player, whether they're a mix engineer, whether they're a producer, they've been locked away where they haven't been able to communicate with others. What Sessionwire has allowed musicians and other types of uh, content creators to do is to connect remotely. And it's similar to Zoom with high quality audio. And it also has a talkback system like you would in a regular recording studio. When you're behind the glass and you have
Mm.
headphones on and
Yeah.
you're talking to somebody, and you can actually coach them through their musical part. But what Sessionwire also does is it connects to your digital audio workstation. If you know what that is, it's your
Mhm.
recording software in
Your
your
DAW.
computer.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, your DAW. And so I could hit press, play and record here and be recording you where you are, or vice versa. You could be
Wow.
recording me as I'm tracking and playing here.
Mhm.
Now, currently, Sessionwire is just Mac only, Mac OS, but the Windows version is
Oh,
is already being tested right now. It'll be available in the new year for sure.
So she's a
So
Mac.
we're going to cover.
I'm a
Oh,
PC. So that makes me happy. I can't play
yay.
any instrument whatsoever. However, should I? That's great that option's there, and that's going to be available pretty soon, which is awesome.
Hmm.
I mean, the
yeah.
musicians must be so thankful that this exists. What's the feedback you've been getting?
You have no idea. We got a contact from a friend of mine who's a producer out in Winnipeg, and that's kind of right in the middle of Canada.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
cold, it's frozen, and he had no more gigs. And obviously, people couldn't travel into his studio. So he used Sessionwire, and he discovered a band. They're a sensation on TikTok. There'll be a little video and article coming out about that soon. But it basically, he phoned us up and said, "Hey, Sessionwire saved my career."
Wow.
And
Wow.
we did the whole album online remotely. So it's been huge, and he's not the only one. There's many, many people that have said the same thing. They've been able to just connect just like you would in a regular studio,
Yeah.
but something different has happened, which we were kind of unexpecting, and that is people are discovering other musicians around the world that they never would have been able to
Yes.
communicate with.
Yeah.
When you sign up for Sessionwire, you get a profile account, kind of like LinkedIn for musicians,
Yeah.
and you can start to discover other people and what their talents are. So,
Mm.
for example, I love to tell this story. I was at the NAMM show last year, which is a big music trade
Yeah.
show. You might have
Huge.
heard of it.
Sure.
Mhm.
And I ran into the sax player that played for Prince for many years.
Wow.
And
Oh,
in conversation, he said those magic words to me nonchalantly. Hey, if you ever want anybody to play sax on your record, just hit me up.
Nice.
So I did on Sessionwire. He's got a Sessionwire account. I found him in there. I did a call. It's kind of like calling on Skype. You find the little call
yeah.
button, called him, and next thing you know, he's playing sax, and I'm producing in the studio, and he's riffing away. And sure enough, he's on my new album. I've got Prince's sax player playing on my record,
It's
and
disgusting. How
that
cool is that?
that's
Colin,
how you can do it
this is
remotely.
it's literally fascinating. I tell you how this could change. You think of the idea of recording an album and you're flying in musicians from all across the country, say, into Los Angeles. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Also, I'm thinking of all the amazing duets that could happen vocally.
This is a possibility to be in the same room as you're making a recording.
Yeah.
There are ways of doing it by drop boxing and stuff like that. And Sessionwire
16
does
other
have a
steps.
drag and drop. system that you can
Mhm.
just drag your file right on my face or your face, and it just immediately sends. You can put it into
Put
your
your file on my
session.
face.
It's, yeah, put your file on my face, and then all of a sudden we're tracking. And for songwriters like myself, I love to be able to coordinate and because we have the two-way video conferencing like we're doing right now,
Yeah.
plus you
Yeah.
can record the high quality audio at the same time. I can be coaching somebody, or they can be coaching me, saying, "Oh, I like that chord. Play that one again." And you can kind
Awesome.
of go through the same kind of system that you would in a real recording studio, and that's what
It's
Sessionwire was developed to do. And now you can
it's
do it
super
from anywhere in the
fascinating.
world.
It really
Colin,
is
it's
amazing.
awesome.
And it's great getting to talk to you. I know there's a lot of musicians that have been writing a lot during this pandemic and putting their pen to paper. Now they can actually produce from home as well, which is awesome thanks to your technology. It's great having you,
Well,
my friend.
Thank you.
that was a great thing to be able to do. Is when my gigs were canceled, I actually finished my
Yeah.
record, and thanks to Sessionwire, I could do it.
All right. If you want to learn more about Sessionwire, you can go to sessionwire.com. Very, very cool technology.